To understand the true source of your unhappiness, first we must come to the realization that everything you do because you believe it will make you happy. You are working to buy the new house because you believe it will make you happy with the new house. You are searching for the ideal partner because you believe it will make you happy when you find that person. You get up and go to work every day because you believe it will make you happy. Maybe not the work itself, but the things you can do and acquire through the work. You see, if you were guaranteed to be miserable when you found that ideal partner, you would no longer desire the partner. If when you acquired the new house, you were absolutely guaranteed to be miserable forever, you would no longer desire it. Because everything you do and desire, you do because you believe it will bring to you happiness. But what is this happiness exactly? In our Western culture, we often confuse happiness with pleasure, but the two are very different. Pleasure generally depends on these two characteristics. One, it requires a trigger, and two, it can be felt to varying degrees of intensity. Okay, for example, we'll say some really good food. That's the trigger. Varying degrees of intensity. You could experience that as, oh yeah, the food, it was pretty good. Huh? Or you could experience that as, oh my God, it was to die for. It was so delicious. Yeah, varying degrees of intensity. Or let's say you just scored a big promotion at work. That's the trigger. And it could be felt as either, hey, yeah, so things are going pretty good. I got a nice little $1 pay raise at work. I got a desk now. I got out of the break room. Yeah, things are going really good. Yeah. Or it could be experienced as, oh my God, yes, my salvation is here. Daddy's home and he's about to climb the corporate ladder to the millionaire club. Yes. You see, varying degrees of intensity. But now happiness is something very different. If we could translate the experience of happiness to words or sounds, it would be more like, enough. Everything is perfect. This moment doesn't need anything else. Everything is perfect exactly as it is. Just stay like this. I am happy. There is no trigger, and it can't be felt in varying degrees of intensity because it is already perfect, and you cannot get more of it. Let us take, for example, the young man who desires a motorcycle, but not just any motorcycle, a Harley Davidson. I mean, he really wants a Harley. He has dreams about it. He thinks about it all day and how wonderful life will be when he's on the open road. The wind is in his hair and that machine purring like a lion. He just knows he will be so happy when he finally gets this Harley. But because he is a long way from being able to afford the Harley, he is very unhappy. In fact, you could call it borderline depression, because without this bike, he can't feel the wind in his hair and he can't feel it purr like a lion. He just wants this experience so bad he can almost taste it, and certainly he can never be happy without it. And so it goes for 2 unhappy years. He works at the factory saving up every dime he can until the day comes when he can purchase the Harley Davidson. Now at long last he has acquired the object of his desire. The experience is unlike anything he's ever known. His life is perfect. Everything is right in the world. Nothing bothers him. Nothing disturbs him. He is in a state of perfect satisfaction. Ah, finally, happiness. Now, the mind looks at this situation and says, well, since when I did not have the Harley, I was not happy, and now that I do have the Harley, I am happy, well, happiness must be contained within the Harley. The Harley has brought to me happiness. Of course. But if this were the case, then the man would be happy so long as he had the Harley. If he had it for 1 year, he'd be happy 1 year nonstop. If he had it for 30 years, he'd be happy for 30 years nonstop, no matter what, because he had the object of happiness, right? But we know this is not the case, and that in a week or a couple of months, the man will again be unhappy and desiring something else. So a word about desire. When I use it like this, I'm talking, I cannot desire what I already have, because I already have it. Yes, I'm talking a longing, a desire. You can only desire that which you do not have. And so when we look at this situation, where did the man's happiness come from? It didn't come from anywhere. It arose naturally when he experienced a state that was free of desire. Because he had acquired the object of his desire, he temporarily experienced a state of desirelessness, freedom from desire. But because the mind thinks that happiness can be found out there, it continually searches for more. More objects means more happiness. More money means more happiness, right? More relationships, more friends, more respect, more. It doesn't really matter more of what, just more. Because it believes that through acquiring more, it can become more happy. But this is not the case. So here's maybe some bad news for you. Nothing you ever do can bring you happiness. No amount of money, no circumstance, no material possession, no consumer goods, not the ideal partner. None of that stuff, nothing, can bring to you happiness. Because your natural state, your true state, is that of happiness. Total freedom from desire. It arises naturally. And this can be cultivated. You can cultivate the self to transcend desire so that you can then reside from a place that is no longer dependent on circumstances. You feel true happiness as nature intended you to feel. Freedom. True, lasting happiness is available to you right now, and it doesn't require anything